Have you ever had a high-ticket order come through your Shopify store only to see it flagged as high risk? What do you do? Do you cancel the order or do you ship it and hope for the best? Today, I want to show you a real example of where fraud software got it completely wrong. Now, before anyone jumps into the comments, I'm not saying the software was bad. In fact, it did exactly what it was designed to do. The problem is that software can only analyze data. It can't understand context. Here's what happened. A customer placed a high-ticket order and the fraud software couldn't verify the shipping address. Straight away, that sounds like a major red flag. If you've been hit with chargebacks before, your instinct is probably to cancel the order and move on. But that's exactly where most merchants stop. We didn't. We started investigating. The first thing we discovered was that the house had only recently been built. Public databases simply hadn't caught up yet. As far as the fraud software was concerned, the address barely existed. Next, we checked the customer's phone number. It matched the customer's name. Then we looked at the email address. It had years of history. Nothing suspicious there. Then we checked the property records. Sure enough, the customer had recently purchased the home. At that point, the entire story changed. The software wasn't wrong. It just didn't have enough information to reach the right conclusion. And this is something I see all the time. People move into newly built homes. They ship orders to family members. They send purchases to their workplace. They use company VPNs. They buy holiday homes. Every one of those situations can trigger fraud alerts, but none of them automatically mean fraud. That's why I think so many merchants misunderstand what a high-risk score actually means. A high-risk score isn't a decision. It's a reason to investigate. Think about your smoke alarm at home. When it goes off, it doesn't tell you the house is on fire. It tells you to go and check. Sometimes there really is a fire. Sometimes someone just burnt the toast. Fraud software works exactly the same way. It's excellent at identifying orders that deserve a closer look, but it can't investigate. It can't connect the dots, and it can't understand the customer's story. That's where human analysis makes all the difference. Because the biggest mistake isn't always approving a fraudulent order. Sometimes it's declining a perfectly legitimate customer. A customer who could have spent thousands of dollars with your business over the coming years. At Freak Labs, we use fraud software every single day. We just don't let it make the final decision. We use it as the starting point. Our analysts investigate the evidence, connect the dots, understand the context, and then make a recommendation based on the complete picture. So the next time your fraud software tells you an order is high risk, don't immediately ask yourself whether you should cancel it. Ask yourself a better question. What is the software unable to see? Because sometimes the difference between a chargeback and your next loyal customer is simply taking the time to investigate. If you found this helpful and you'd like to see more real fraud investigations from actual Shopify orders, follow the channel. I've got plenty more cases to share.